English Flow Podcast with Kay and Leo.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Flow podcast. I'm Key.
And I'm Leo. So how's it going today, Key? Feeling ready to, dive into something that can really help our listeners improve their lives?
Absolutely, Leo. I'm super excited because today we're going to talk about something that many people struggle with, bad habits that just keep us stuck. I know I've definitely had my fair share.
Oh, same here. And it's so easy, isn't it, to get trapped in these habits without even realizing how much they slow down our progress.
Exactly. But the good news is, once you recognize these habits, you can actually start to change them. So today we're breaking down 7 bad habits, why they kind of hold you back, and most importantly, how to break free from them.
Perfect. And we'll share some, real life examples and practical tips to really help our listeners take action.
All right, let's get started.
So, habit number 1, constant comparison. This one's like a biggie, right?
Oh, definitely. It's so common these days, especially with, social media. People just scroll through Instagram or Facebook and they see other people's successes, their perfect photos or these amazing lifestyles. And then they just start feeling not good enough.
Yeah, and comparison can be so sneaky, can it? Sometimes you don't even really realize you're doing it, but it just really steals your confidence and your joy.
I remember when I first started learning English, I totally compare myself to fluent speakers. And I just feel so discouraged. It was rough.
Oh, same here, honestly. But then I kind of realized that everyone has their own pace and their own journey, right? The key is really to just focus on your own progress.
I agree. One great way to break this habit is to practice gratitude. Just, write down 3 things you're proud of every day. It really shifts your focus to your strengths, which is so important.
Yeah, totally. Also, try limiting your social media time or even unfollow accounts that, just trigger those negative feelings. That can help a lot.
And just remember, comparison is a thief of joy. Always.
All right, so moving on to habit number 2, staying in the comfort zone.
Oh man, it's so tempting, isn't it? To just stay where everything feels safe and, easy. You just don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah, but the comfort zone can quickly turn into a total trap. If you never ever challenge yourself, you never really grow. It's kind of stagnant.
For sure. I used to totally avoid public speaking because it really scared me. The thought of standing in front of people, it was just terrifying. But when I finally pushed myself to try, I actually realized it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. In fact, it was kind of empowering.
Exactly. Growth really only happens when you stretch yourself. When you do something that feels a little bit uncomfortable.
So to break this habit, I think just start small. Try something new regularly. Maybe talk to a stranger or learn a new skill or even just, change your morning routine a little bit. It doesn't have to be a huge leap, right?
And definitely celebrate each step outside your comfort zone, no matter how small it is. Even just trying a new coffee shop or taking a different route to work. Acknowledge it, that builds momentum.
Habit 3, gossiping or, just negative talk about other people. This one's a real common one, I think.
Yeah, and I think many people don't even really realize how much time they actually spend talking negatively. It just kind of slips in there.
True. Gossip might feel uh it's bonding, right? You're connecting with someone, but it really just spreads negativity and it can even harm your own mindset. It brings you down too.
Totally. And I think when we focus on other people's faults or their, perceived issues, we totally miss opportunities to focus on ourselves and what we need to work on. It's a distraction.
Yeah, one thing I really try to do is to catch myself mid-conversation if I like start gossiping and then, try to consciously shift to a more positive topic. It's hard at first, but it gets easier.
That's a great tip, actually. And also, surrounding yourself with like positive people, I think helps a lot. Like if your friends aren't gossiping, you're less likely to fall into that habit yourself.
Now, let's talk about like poor sleep habits. This one's like a big one for so many people.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This one affects like so many parts of your life, right? Like your focus, your mood, your energy levels, even your motivation to do anything.
Exactly. Like I know for me, whenever I don't sleep well, I feel so sluggish and like I'm less productive the whole next day. It just kind of like ruins everything.
Yeah, totally. And poor sleep can like actually make breaking other habits even harder too because you don't have the energy or the willpower, if that makes sense. You're just like too tired to try.
So like to improve, you can try setting a consistent bedtime routine, right? Like go to bed and wake up at like roughly the same time every single day, even on weekends if you can. It really helps regulate your body.
Yeah, and also try to avoid screens like before bed. So like no phone, no TV for like at least an hour before you try to sleep. And really try to create like a relaxing environment in your bedroom. Make it dark, cool, quiet.
For sure. And if you're like really struggling to fall asleep, try incorporating some like calming activities before you go to bed, like reading a physical book, not on a screen, or doing some light meditation just to kind of wind down.
Uh, Habit 5, procrastination. Oh gosh, Leo, this one hits close to home for me, for sure.
Yeah, like putting things off, it's such a tough habit to break, isn't it? Like it feels so easy to just like do it later.
It really is. And I think often like procrastination, it just kind of comes from like fear, or just feeling super overwhelmed by a task. Like you just don't even know where to start.
Yeah, totally. So like to fight it, a really good way is to like break big tasks into really, really small, manageable steps. Like even if it's just doing like 5 minutes of something, that can really like help you get started.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also like personally, I use like the Pomodoro method for this, which is basically like 25 minutes of super focused work. And then you take like a quick 5-minute break. It helps you like stay on track and not feel so overwhelmed.
Oh, that's a good one. And also, like, try to remind yourself why the task actually matters to you. Like, what's the bigger purpose? It just, like, really helps keep that motivation strong, when you kind of feel like giving up.
All right, so let's move on to habit number 6, which is poor nutrition and hydration. Like this one, I feel like is so fundamental.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like fueling your body well, it affects so many aspects of your life, right? Like your energy levels, your mood, your focus, like even just your overall motivation.
Exactly. Like whenever I eat a bunch of like junk food or if I'm like just not drinking enough water, I feel so sluggish and it makes it so much harder to like stay productive or even just think clearly. Like my brain just kind of like goes fuzzy.
Yeah, totally. And it's not just about like feeling bad in the moment, but poor nutrition and hydration, it can actually make it even harder to like break other bad habits too, because you don't have the energy or the mental clarity to tackle them.
So like to improve this, even just small changes can make a huge difference. Like just try to make a conscious effort to drink water regularly throughout the day. Like maybe carry a water bottle with you and just try to like add more fruits and veggies to your meals. Even if it's just like one extra serving a day, it can really like boost your energy.
That's a good point. And I think also like meal prepping or just, planning your meals in advance can really, really help you avoid making those like unhealthy choices, especially when you're like super busy or you're just like really hungry. Like having something ready, it's a lifesaver.
Last habit, Leo, and this one, it's a big one too, lack of planning and goal setting.
Oh yeah, like I totally get this one. I mean, Without like clear goals or like a plan, it's so easy to like drift, or just like feel super stuck and not really know where you're going.
Absolutely. And I think like a lot of people just don't realize how much not having a clear direction can actually like hold them back. Like, they're working hard, but they're not really moving forward efficiently. So, a great way to tackle this is to set what we call SMART goals.
Okay, so for those who don't know, SMART goals stand for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And like, seriously, just using this framework, it makes a huge difference because it forces you to like really think about what you want and how you're going to get it,
Yeah, exactly. And once you set those goals, it's super, super important to actually like write them down. Don't just like keep them in your head. Put them somewhere you can see them, like on a whiteboard or in a notebook. It makes them feel more real, I guess.
Totally. And like, don't just write them down and forget about them, right? You got to like review them regularly, maybe like once a week or once a month. Just check in with yourself to see if you're still on track or if you need to like adjust anything.
And for those really big goals that just seem like overwhelming, break them down into smaller, more manageable steps. Like instead of saying, I want to speak English fluently, maybe it's, I'm going to learn 10 new words this week, or I'm going to practice speaking for 15 minutes every day.
Yeah, and I think like tracking your progress, even for those small steps, it really, really helps. Like it keeps your motivation high because you can actually like see how far you've come. It's super encouraging.
So, like to recap everything we talked about today, the 7 bad habits that are kind of like keeping you stuck.
Yeah, definitely. So we started with constant comparison, right? Like that sneaky one that just steals your joy.
Yeah, and then we talked about staying in that comfort zone, which can feel nice, but it really like stops your growth.
Oh, and then gossiping or just like negative talk about others. That one just it kind of poisons your own mindset, doesn't it?
For sure. And then we hit on poor sleep habits, which like, man, that affects literally everything.
Yeah, and procrastination, which is like everyone's favorite thing to do, but it holds you back from actually like getting stuff done.
Exactly. And then poor nutrition and hydration, which is like just so fundamental to feeling good and having energy.
And finally, the lack of planning and goal setting. Like if you don't know where you're going, you're just gonna like drift.
So, like breaking these habits, it really does take time and patience and like a lot of practice, honestly. But the good news is like every little change you
Yeah,
make, it
it's
really does make a
totally like a
difference.
journey, not a race. So, just like be kind to yourself through the process. Don't beat yourself up if you like mess up sometimes. So like, hey, thanks so much everyone for like joining us today. If you really enjoyed this episode, like please do us a solid and share it with someone. And definitely like subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, and we'd really love to hear from you. So like let us know in the comments which habit like you're going to try to break first, what's your big one?
Absolutely. And just keep practicing your English like every single day and just keep growing. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. So like we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.